So I've been riding a bike for as long as I can remember, I'd say 20 years, and I've been racing professional downhill World Cups for 10 years now. So as you can imagine, I've got some big scars, some deep scars, and some not so big scars to prove it. One of the biggest sort of like career-changing ones was with my knee. I've snapped two ACLs in my knee. Back in 2011. There's a scar here and a scar here. They remove your hamstring, and then they cut a hole up here, up through your femur, up to here, and they drill a hole through, and they put your new ACL, which is your hamstring, straight through. It's put me back for a couple of years, as you can imagine. ACL, not an easy one to get over. A lot of recovery and hard work to get back up to even your original strength. So that sucked. Pretty much a year after my reconstruction at Red Bull Rampage, I dabbed my foot again and snapped it again. And after some chat with my physio and my surgeon, we decided to remove my ACL. So we had an arthroscopy and had it all cleaned out and everything removed. And I don't actually have an ACL in here anymore. It's just kept together with my huge quad muscle and my piping calf muscles. Touch wood, it stayed pretty good, and I go through months at a time without even realising it, so that's good. Yeah, while we're on this leg, we might as well go into this shark bite scar which I have here, which I actually had 58 stitches in. That was one of the stupidest crashes ever, like such low speed in California. Just riding along a simple trail, lost the front end, over the handlebars into a Superman position, trailing my leg behind. It just got stuck into a cut off old branch. And because I was moving forward, obviously dug deep in and pulled a big fillet of skin off. 20 stitches to stitch the muscle back in. And then the layer of skin was so thick it had to have an inner layer of stitch and an outer layer of stitch. And I had a big drainage hose sticking out there for a month or so, and they were very nervous that I was going to lose that whole chunk, because, you know, if that died, then it's going to be back to skin grafts and this, that and the other. Unfortunately, in my career, I've had a lot of hand injuries, which really, really, let me tell you, suck. Probably more than my ACL and that put together. I had a bone in my hand here, which is called your hamate, and it's a little bone shaped like a hook, which one of your tendons hooks around. And I was just messing around in my backyard with Greg Minnaar on the year I signed for Honda, and I just whacked my hand into a takeoff, trying no-hander landers, trying to be idiots. And anyway, I snapped the little hook off the bone, and that lasted for months and months and months, wouldn't heal. And obviously your handlebar digs right in here, so this was one of the longest lasting injuries as well. And then also snapped my thumb here in France 3 weeks before my first World Cup podium, which was actually my third ever World Cup in Pila. But this thumb pulled back, and this tendon pulled off 3 little bits of bone. And I was obviously 17 at the time, young, even dumber than I am now. And I just left it, put gaffer tape around it, and thought I could ride in excruciating pain. And the bone actually settled in the joint, and is now it's set like this. So I've got a hook as a hand. Yeah, and I guess while we're on hand injuries, in Mountain and World Championships in 2008, I think, I smashed his finger to pieces. I had my hand on my handlebar, and I was turning around a corner, lost the front end a little bit, and I punched a rock, and it completely shattered this finger. And I remember at the time, in my race run, thinking I could salvage my run, quickly got up, and I looked at my hand, and my finger was poking out of my glove like this. So I just instinctively just grabbed my hand and wrapped it around my handlebar and rode to the bottom. Obviously, as you can imagine, not with too much success. Yeah, as soon as I got to the bottom, that was pretty excruciating, and that one took a lot of time, and then I had to have an operation on it because it didn't set right, and then I've got pins and plates in there and all sorts of stuff. My finger, I'd say, was most painful easily, and also the hardest for physio. Just, it's hard to believe. I can tell you what physio is like with my ACL and this, that and the other, but this actually really sucked. To get to the point where I could touch this again took months and months of hard work. Another stupid scar I've got, which you probably can't see through the ginger bum fluff I've managed to grow over the past month, is a scar under my chin here, which we were filming an edit, and a friend of mine, he's not a friend anymore because he gave me a scar, was holding his camera, and I went around a 180 berm and I was coming towards him, and he misjudged which way I was going to go. So instead of jumping out of the way, he managed to jump into the way, and I hit him not too fast, probably about 15 or 20 miles an hour. His camera went straight into his chest, and I smashed straight into the camera into my face, and it peeled off a big chunk of chin off. So that was another stupid one, actually. To be honest, a lot of my injuries are stupid. With racing, for the last 10 years, I've obviously got a few instances and a few races that stand out that still cut me deep, and obviously you can't go back, and there's no regrets, obviously, but yeah, definitely it's a big part of racing is the physical and also the mental side of it. So yeah, we've got some pretty deep set emotional scars in there, but that's for another day.